I am Skeletor! What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're checking out Skeletor and his throne from the Masterverse. Quick look at the box art. Beastman and Merman. The new Merman coming out is sick. From deep within Snake Mountain, Skeletor rules from the Bone Throne, an ancient artifact crafted by the original inhabitants. Unassembled. This is a dope shot. Panther's coming. All right, let's open them up. Inside the box, you get a box with Skeletor. I took him out and set him up already. Quick look at the box art. You can take off the hoodie. He comes with a golden scepter of some kind of a serpent. Quick look at the back. And the other side, we've got somebody creeping down here. The throne comes in this beautiful purple box. And this box, I noticed as I was just getting ready to do the video, that it has these slots. And those slots are for this diorama piece, which comes in the back of Skeletor, the box. And you can just peg everything in here. I don't know if you see that. You can peg everything in. I'm just doing it the fast way here. And you've got yourself a diorama background. You can sit this throne right on top. And how dope is that? Skeletor, nice sturdy box. Beautiful diorama piece. And you know what? I mentioned it when I first saw the release of this figure. And just looking at that painted background, these are hints, in my opinion, for a coming Snake Mountain one day. At least I hope. So this is really cool. I'm not going to use this as a display piece, but it's really dope. Check that out. That is crazy. That is fire. That is fire right there. Let me try to use a little light. See if we got a little bit of light. That is fire, bro. That looks so dope. That is so dope. I don't have a pitch black room right now, but that looks absolutely dope. You have to put 3 AAA batteries underneath. It says that it has an automatic turn off if you leave it on for too long, which is pretty cool. But you can also just hold this button down and it'll power right down. So that is really, really dope. The throne is about 9 inches by 6 inches. And on this one little block, I feel like there's so much detailing and accessorizing. They put so much care into this set that I think it's awesome. You know, Masterverse has come so far that we're just getting some really dope looking figures. And I think this is a hint of what's coming, you know, and we're going to analyze that together as we look at everything. This snapped into place, these light fixtures. So did these giant lobster claw pieces. They're kind of soft. The entire throne snapped down and it snapped together in multiple places. This is the fur cushion and it has these little straps that you can insert into those slots. I won't really use this piece. You have the serpent scepter, which is easily inserted into these little snake weapon holders, for lack of a better word. And they have like a little divot in there. I don't know if you can see that. And that divot receives the ball at the bottom of the scepter. Hit the lights. This is that snake scepter, the golden one I mentioned. You've got some brown paint here, so that's additional detailing. That's really cool. And the rest of it is all gold. And you can just slide that right back in. And it goes in that divot and it stands right up. How dope is that? Over here, you got the same thing. It rests in that little divot down there. And then you push it down and pull out the scepter. Quick look at the HAVOC staff. It's got like a metallic reflectiveness to it. This is a different color purple than this. As a peg. That slot is not big enough for an Origins or Masterverse peg if you wanted to put the HAVOC staff head on a action figure body. Very cool. The throne itself had about 4 pieces you had to snap together, and then you rest it down here on the throne. You've got 2 pegs for Skeletor's feet or whoever's feet. You've got a short step here, and then the platform. 2 skulls here resting at the bottom of the throne. That's pretty funky. You do have this peg here for this wild looking skull. I mean, this thing looks tough, and it's a skull. And what I thought was funky about that was that this peg, I mean, this slot actually can work with a figure peg perfectly. And you've got yourself some wild stuff like this going on. This is like your Origins Galactus. That's crazy, right? It works well. But it actually is supposed to go up here. But since the power is yours, you can play however you want to play. And a quick look at what it looks like up there. Very dope. And we've got our Skeletor figure. Now he's fully decked out right now. He's got the cape with this over piece here. Metallic purple, really nice. Gold. The paint is really well applied. Immediate impression with Skeletor was, wow, they gave him shading. They gave him shading. That blue looks so nice, man. It's got some shading over here, a little bit there, even a little bit there on the torso. Look here on the back, you see the shading clearly. Back of the legs, right? How cool is that? We're getting paint. We're getting paint. We'll take off the cape. Standard articulation for our Masterverse figures. Super soft. I mean, this thing is so soft. It's a thick, robust piece of plastic, but it is so soft. Super dope. Beautiful gold, so well applied. That's like a pearlescent pink purple there in the middle. I don't know if that comes across. Beautiful harness. Old school belts back here, very cool. The head, let's take that off. We've got the articulating jaw, bright red eyes. It doesn't give you the exact look of Skeletor. That's not bad right there, because it's a loose fitting hoodie, you know, and you don't have the plastic seams perfectly filled in where the hoodie meets the skull. But that's an illusion on the other figures, because of course Skeletor's skull is not fused to his hoodie. Quick look at the skull. This thing looks dope, yo. This thing looks dope. He doesn't come with the power sword. Interesting. All right, we'll get this back on. Skeletor's looking tough. I think that's definitely my favorite Skeletor so far in the collection. I'm not going to bring them all out today, but I have a few videos up with them already. But I think that he's my favorite so far. I could swap that portrait out with any other portrait that I want to goof around with in the moment. And I think he looks so dope. It's like, wow, we're getting paint. How awesome is that? So instead of a theme comparison, what I want to do is talk a little bit about what I hope what I hope this means for the future. You know, because you don't just get a throne without having a throne room or a palace or a snake mountain of some kind, right? And when I look at this piece and just the dimensions of it, right? Again, it's 9 inches wide by about 6 or 7 inches deep, and it's sitting about 1.5 inches off of the platform. It is not the lightest piece ever. So either, if we're thinking about this is going to be the throne for a future Snake Mountain, it's either going to have to be on the ground floor, or the upstairs is going to have to be a little hefty. Maybe it'll be a little hefty, and it'll be supported by some of those columns we saw in that background diorama piece. But this is definitely not a light piece, and it's big. So whatever Snake Mountain's dimensions are going to be, it has to accommodate this. If this is on the first floor, following our line of logic here, how high does this sit off the first floor? About 11 inches. So if this is a throne for the next Snake Mountain, I'm going to guess it more likely is not going to be on a second floor, because it's very heavy, unless it's supported by those columns we saw. But let's assume that it's on the first floor, then it has to be at least 11 inches of clearance to the second floor, because of this throne, right? So we're just making some assumptions based on what we're looking at here. Give you another look from the side. If it's going to be a playset that closes, the size of this from the side is important. And this is about, as I mentioned, yeah, it's 6 inches in depth. There's a ton of detail also just on this one piece. You've got lights, you've got different textures of plastic, you've got assembly on just one piece of furniture. That furniture comes with decorative elements, and in this case, it's like a vase of 3 cobras where you can insert and hold a scepter. That is super dope. And you've got the same thing on both sides. I mean, it's really, really impressive, really beautifully done. And if it's a hint to how they might fill out the rest of a Snake Mountain playset, wow, how dope would that be? How dope. Very exciting times to be a Motu fan. I came back during the lockdowns back in like 2020, and I missed out on the whole classics collection. And I was like, damn, I can't afford to buy the classics collection. You know what I mean? They were very expensive at that point. But then I saw that they were going to come out with this new Motu toy line. And then they came out with Origins also. And now here we are like 4 years later. And they're still rocking both lines. Origins is about to cross over with Thundercats. Yo, that's like a dream come true. Yo, it's insanity. And I hope to see more collaborations and unexpected collaborations with Origins. I'd love to see Thundar, the Barbarian. I'd love to see those heroes and villains. They have some of the most villains in any cartoon that I remember from the 80s. In that cartoon, Thundar the Barbarian. I'd love to see Black Star in Origins. I'd love to see, wouldn't it be cool to even see Silverhawks in Origins? Think about that. You know what I mean? I mean, we could go down the line. It would be super dope. And the sky's the limit, it feels like right now. But 4 years ago, when I first came back to collecting, I was like, damn, I missed the boat. You know, I missed the entire classics run. Like, wow. And now here we are having fun. I think I would say for sure, classics still remains as that classic archetype, you know, to use the same word again. For a He-Man toy, I think the sculpts are amazing. The paints, it just captured that vibe and that feel. But Masterverse has made a name for itself. It's cut a niche for itself. I have a bunch of Masterverse figures. I have all the He-Man, all the Skeletor figures. Masterverse is rocking. This is a dope figure. And I think, yeah, before one final prediction, I think we'll get Snake Mountain before we get Castle Grayskull. And I think that's the last prediction I have for right now. Or at least wish. It's a wish prediction. Until next time, everybody, thank you so much for coming out and sharing in the experience of collecting toys as an adult. And I hope you're able to keep coming back and share some experiences too. Until next time, everybody. Did you hear that motorcycle? Thank goodness it's playtime.